Hey guys, Saf coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is a bonus video that I didn't plan on recording today, but I have seen some information around the new Google Play update for the game, which confirmed my fears and my concerns a little bit in the previous video that I released a couple of hours ago. In that video, I kind of said, hey, there could be, based on some information in the static information, upcoming Soul Champion Chase or Soul Chase tournaments and Soul Hero paths coming into the game. And I was saying, well, it might not happen, it might not. It's kind of like data mined information. But the latest version of the Google Play Android version of the game, which we can see on this website here, if I go and bring this up, right? This is APK Mirror, which kind of gives a track of all the game updates, which kind of helps you get the information in terms of this. It's not there if you go to the Google Play Store, but apparently some people were getting in the updates. They've now confirmed that 7.21 is going to have a Soul Chase tournament, a Soul Stone Rush, so a Soul Stone Chase tournament, a Soul Stone Summon Rush, and also turn attack tournaments by clearing dungeons in as few turns as possible. But what has really annoyed me, I'm really kind of annoyed by this, and I've got to say, it's disingenuous, it's really bad, and I think they need to really, this is the wrong direction to take it with. They're giving more benefits to a level 6 blessing. They're basically telling us you're not wailing enough for soul stones, so now we're going to make it even more important for you to get soul stones. We're going to do summon rushes to make it feel like you should buy more and pull more. I don't like this direction. We're going to talk about why in a second. There's also some other things that we've got. One champion, a new champion has joined Talera. That'll be the fusion, some champion lore, and an artifact set rebalance, which I guess we're going to hear about soon. I don't really know which artifact sets they are, but that's good, I suppose, if they're balancing some of the terrible sets, like maybe the curse sets. Maybe they do something with that. There are some bad sets, but then I would say, if they're going to make even more sets viable, we need more artifact storage, because already you keep adding Righteous and Bolster and Defiant and Stone Skin and Protection, and you've added Zeal and you've added all these other things. Now you're adding a rebalance, which might make those old sets that we weren't keeping many pieces of really good. It's a bit frustrating. But let me just talk about two things here, which is really, really wrong. It's upsetting, it's the wrong way to go, and it's really unfair. So let's firstly talk about turn attack tournaments. And what I will say about this, if you've got a Krizia in certain dungeons, this makes it a Krizia tournament. You won't win if you don't have a Krizia, because she is such a dominant boss killer that there are other champions that can just do nowhere near the same amount of damage in the same number of turns. So I think it's a little bit unfair that they are doing this tournament. I don't really think doing it based on the number of turns it takes is really that rewarding. What makes Raid very good is being able to achieve the same outcomes with lots of different ways of doing it. But right now, the whole game is being pushed into a direction of, if you don't have Taras Marichka, you don't do Live Arena. You don't do Platinum Arena. If you don't have a Krizia, you can't really push these turn attack tournaments. I really don't like the narrowing of the champion pool, that you have to have these champions or it doesn't work. It always used to be certain champions make it really strong and make it really powerful, and you can do things with other champions you can't do with other things, but you could still do and get the same amount of rewards whilst not having all the same champions, right? You can easily do Dragon with a number of different options. You can do Clan Boss with lots of different Clan Boss teams. But if they continue down this path of requiring you to have very specific champions, it's going to kill the game, because people will not want to keep trying to pull shards for a 0.5% chance that they might get the one champion that unlocks everything. It's just not fun. Like, I went and tried to get Kaimar. I didn't even get gold. The chances of me ever getting a Kaimar in this game right now is so slim because there are so many champions available. It's just not fun. So I'm not a fan of these turn attack tournaments. I know for a fact they are doing the 4 primary dungeons from the information from the game client. And the 5th one they're adding is Sand Devil. Now, I'll tell you for a fact that you cannot do Sand Devil 25 fast unless you have a ninja or a Krizia, and the turn count is important, not the duration. It's not about how fast you can do it, it's how many turns you take. So the Ninja Aniri team is fast, but it takes a lot of turns. A Krizia, the Nuka Krizia team is how you kill Sand Devil extremely quickly with the same low count of turns. So I'm not happy about this turn attack tournaments, if I'm being honest. I think it's a lame implementation. Give us different types of tournaments. Give us more than just go farm this dungeon 100 times until you get the rewards you want. Why don't you reward players with bonus points if they use specific champions. Don't make it that you have to use a specific champion. Make it that you have the option to gain more points if you use champions from different factions. Maybe you get bonus points if they use different rarity tiers. Just simply setting it based on the number of turns you take is basically recycling content in a way that makes it more pay to win. And I'm not happy. I don't think that's a good way to go. Now, secondly, these level 6 blessings now grant additional stat bonuses. They've obviously changed polymorph. I have a video coming out in a couple of days discussing the polymorph. Might even come out tomorrow, where I basically talk about polymorph in terms of that it's not really a nerf. And the direction they are going with blessings is if you don't have a level 6, you don't get to play the game. That kind of concept. You need level 6. If it's not level 6, the blessing is alright. It's okay. It's nothing special. There's no scaling in a linear fashion. Let's look at Crushing Rend. When you go from a rank 5 to a rank 6, not only does it ignore every single attack, it ignores double the defense of rank 5. The gap between a rank 5 and a rank 6 Crushing Rend is like a chasm. It's not even comparable, to the extent that Crushing Rend is totally useless on 95% of the champions unless it's rank 6. Now you're going to make it that the rank 6 even get bonus stats. You're trying to make a massive gap between those who are willing to spend fortunes on the game versus those who do not. And what you're going to do is you're going to drive it such a chasm that people lower down will stop playing the game. They are not willing to spend loads and loads of money buying soul stones, and the farmable components of soul stones is awful. Iron Twins and Hydra does not give you enough soul stones comparable to something like Clan Boss giving you shards. If you do Clan Boss Ultra Nightmare, you can pretty much do every single fusion because you get lots of different shards. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you don't buy shards from time to time because you want to try and get the boosted odds. That's how you make a good monetization model. You actually don't get enough soul stones. You get one, like if you think on a non-Sunday, you get one tier 1 stone a day, maybe. And you barely get any essence because it's not been rebalanced so that you get essence and a stone. If you roll the essence, then you lose out on the stone. So it's a punishment almost that you either have to have essence or the coin. You don't get both. It should be in addition. We don't earn enough coins. We don't earn enough stones from Hydra for us to warrant this situation where we have got soul chase tournaments that basically give us level 6 blessings that we need to have, because level 6 is such a big power gap between level 1 and level 6, and you keep nerfing blessings whilst having useless blessings left around. I don't know. I'm not sure where we're going with this. This patch might go down as one of the most whale heavy patches they have ever released, because they're basically going to say, okay, those soul chase tournaments, you're now going to need soul coins, which you can't really farm in the game because Iron Twins is so bad, so you got to go buy them. Then you're going to have a turn attack tournament that probably rewards you lots of different soul stones and everything, but in order for you to get that, you probably need to go get those void legendaries that make it really fast to farm it. I mean, let's face it, you can't even do Fire Knight hard 10 unless you have Cardiel Valkyrie. You can't even, like, I have got a very big account. I get no team suggestions in the optimizer from any other player in terms of building a finite hard 10 team. Yet your focus is how can we make more money from blessings? Well, perhaps if we made more balanced content and created more content and champions that can do the content, then you might find more incentives to go get the souls. But I know that a lot of people are going to look at this and go, you just want more money from me. Do you know what? I've had enough. So they really need to consider the path they're taking here. They have not really dealt with arena meta. Like, you look at the top 20 arena right now, it is Taras Marichka, full 6-star soul, polymorph, GG, boring. So yeah, I don't know. This is quite a bit of a rant video. I just saw this and I was like, what is the decisions they're taking? These are not good decisions. Maybe there'll be more information on top of this that is not in this context of this update. But again, they've been very silent this patch. I was a bit worried because I was like, we haven't had any champion rebalances. We've kind of had all the stuff from the What's Next video. We don't really have, we know the Silver Watches isn't coming till July. We know the Polymorph fix isn't coming till July. So I actually didn't know what was coming in this month's patch. And it looks like all that's coming in this month's patch is spend your money or don't play the game. There we go. Anyway, that's the rant over with. Let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Maybe we can get them to change course a little bit and maybe think, well, perhaps if they offered more linear progression, it would make the climb to level 6 blessings more desirable. But let's face it, when you pull a tier 3 Eternal Soul Stone, you know you're going to get a 5-star Snorting Thug because the odds of you getting a 6-star Legendary Soul is still awful, even the highest stone. There you go, guys. That is Rant Saphira finishing today's video. Plarium, please maybe consider that players will like to spend a little bit of money, not their entire household, to play your game. And I'll catch you in the next video.